Caracas, Venezuela, January 3, 2026, 2 a.m. The silence of the capital is shattered by multiple explosions across the city. But in the skies above, something is forming that will change the history of Latin America forever. 150 warplanes, including F-35 stealth fighters and strategic bombers, moving like ghosts in the night. Their target is not a military base or an ammo depot. The target is one man, Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela. Thousands of miles away, at the Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, Donald Trump stares at a monitor. He has issued an order that even the U.S. Congress knows nothing about. Operation Absolute Resolve. Suddenly, the lights of Caracas go out. A precise cyber attack cuts the city's power grid. Total darkness. This isn't chaos, it's cover. Under this cloak of darkness, black Delta Force helicopters fly just 100 feet above the sea. They are heading toward Maduro's residence at Fort Tiuna, a place the Venezuelan president believes is the safest spot on Earth. But he is wrong, because the blueprints of this fortress were copied months ago at a military base in Kentucky, and the soldiers descending right now can walk through the hallways of his home blindfolded. But this intelligence dominance was no accident. To understand it, we must go back 5 months. A small team of CIA agents quietly infiltrates Venezuela. Mission: to penetrate the most private layers of the Venezuelan president's life. They are not alone. A high-level source inside the Venezuelan government begins to cooperate. Intelligence sources reveal that the U.S. successfully turned one of the people closest to Maduro, someone in the inner circle of trust. This spy was so close to the president that they transmitted incredible details to Washington. When does Maduro sleep? What does he eat? His medication list, and even stranger details revealed by General Dan Kane. We even knew the habits of his pets. This means the spy was behind the steel walls, present in the most private moments of Maduro's life. The Venezuelan president thought the palace walls protected him, unaware that the person greeting him "good morning" every day was planning his abduction. Meanwhile, 2,500 miles away, the physical preparations begin. At a military base in Kentucky, the U.S. Army builds something extraordinary. A full-scale replica of Maduro's compound, just like they did for the Bin Laden raid in 2011. Delta Force operators live in this fake house for weeks. They practice the breach over and over again. Intel warns of a safe room with thick steel doors. The solution? Massive industrial blowtorches. Soldiers learn how to melt through bulletproof steel in seconds. The Caribbean Sea, Fall 2025. While the commandos train, Trump turns up the heat at sea. U.S. warships begin hunting speedboats in the Caribbean. 35 vessels sunk, 114 people killed. The official excuse: counter-narcotics operations. But the real goal? Exhausting the Venezuelan Coast Guard and clearing the path for the USS Gerald R. Ford. The trap was set. Back to Caracas. Before the helicopters can enter, a serious threat must be neutralized. The S-300 missile systems. These Russian-made defenses are the main obstacle to any air assault. But U.S. F-35 stealth fighters engage. Using electronic warfare, they blind the radar systems, clearing the path for the main team. With the skies secured, special operations helicopters appear over Fort Tiuna. Delta Force operators enter the compound immediately. Heavy fire erupts from the Presidential Guard. One helicopter takes a hit, but the mission continues without pause. The soldiers move rapidly toward the main building. Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, are awake. They run toward the safe room, protected by heavy steel doors. But the speed of the American forces disrupts their plan. It takes less than 3 minutes from breaching the building to reaching the bedroom. Before the steel doors can be locked, the soldiers are inside. 2:06 a.m. Just 5 minutes after the first helicopter arrived. The Venezuelan president is in custody, handcuffed, blindfolded. The job is done. Thousands of miles away in Florida, Donald Trump and his team watch this exact moment live on their screens. 03:30 a.m. Troops and helicopters have cleared Venezuelan airspace. Maduro is being transported to the USS Iwo Jima in the Caribbean. And the man who ruled this country for 13 years is now a captive. Stewart Airport, New York, Saturday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. An FBI aircraft touches down at Stewart International Airport, north of New York City. The doors open. Nicolas Maduro steps out. But there is no military uniform, no diplomatic protocol. He is wearing a gray sweatsuit. Flanked by dozens of federal agents, he is escorted toward the hangar. To the U.S. government, the sovereign immunity of a head of state means nothing. They are dragging him to the Southern District of New York like a common criminal. The case U.S. prosecutors have built is massive: narco-terrorism and drug trafficking. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi issues a stern warning. He will now face the full wrath of American justice on American soil in American courts. The world is in shock. Russia and China are furious, calling the act aggression. Even the European Union criticizes the operation, labeling it a violation of international law. But in Washington, Donald Trump reveals a bigger strategy. This wasn't just an arrest. Trump unveils his new policy, the Monroe Doctrine, an aggressive, personalized twist on the 19th century Monroe Doctrine. The message is clear. The Western Hemisphere is America's territory. Trump bluntly declares, "We are going to run Venezuela until a transition takes place," adding immediately that American oil companies are moving in to rebuild the infrastructure. Operation Absolute Resolve is over. Fast, violent, and without Congress's permission. Maduro is in a cell, but the big question remains: is this the end of the crisis, or the beginning of a long occupation? With this act, Trump has changed the rules of the global game entirely. He demonstrated that in his envisioned new order, national sovereignty and borders hold no value for him. But is the world ready for this version of America? What do you think? Was this justice served, or a violation of international law? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next story.